Charlie, what happened? Ralph this, and I welcome you back to on our YouTube page. Today, we can talk about two classics. Wait, where my man is there? I beg you, sorry. How be things for your side? I hope see everything cool. One request we get very often be say, we could do legit check tips for Air Force One, the white and the black one, and it be understandable because Air Force One be the most popular or probably one of the most popular sneakers in the world. Where we get requests say we could do the Supreme variation too. So I say, wait, hang on a minute. Why we not go merge the two then talk about them in one video? And that be exactly what we can do in this video. When they can't compare them up close, then I go highlight some of the differences between them, because to a lot of people, then they look the same except say one gets Supreme branding for top. Whilst I do that, I go show you some of the things to look out for or to expect on an authentic pair. Then we go talk about pricing, we go talk about sizing, and then we go talk about if it be worth paying the extra for Supreme version. Charlie, we could go straight into one. So this be how they come. The grey and white box be the Air Force, classic Air Force One, and then this one be the Supreme Air Force One. Alright, we could check out the classic pair first. So the classic Air Force One, this be how the font sizes and then the text for day like on the label for the box top. Yeah, waiting for right established 1982 for top. Then when you open the box, the first thing you will notice we say the box then for cut them down was this way, and then the paper for top then for right AF1 for top. Some be faint, some be deep faint. That be how for day like. So make you take note of that one too. Then if you look the box inside, if you find something like this, from some stamp for inside like this, if you know they inside, Charlie, suspect. This be how the Supreme box they come like. The Nike text and then the swoosh for be glossy. So check the positioning and everything. If for be glossy way, if for be positioned this way. If your own come way 10 small way based on way now, you know if I not say Charlie blast. Where if you check the label for the boxing body too, this be how the text for they like. Take note of this particular text for here. This be how the size for they like. If your own come will be too thick or be too thin, then Charlie. So the only thing if you change on this be the sizes. So if you only be 8, obviously it go change. If you be 9, it go change. You know what I mean? And then also make you pay attention to this Nike Air day here. If for day only this side of the box where the label day. If you check the other side, it be just this one way they down there. We then write Supreme for here. The Supreme, if for not be shiny, if for be matte colored, way for be very crisp and clean. It not be the one way they look like it fades small, or maybe the print no be clear, you know. If you watch out for those ones too. Then look this side too. Another one for day this side too. Where if you open the box, you see say the Supreme one to get that print or that stamp for inside. That one today here. You say you don't get any cut for here. In there it is straight like that now. When you open the box, so the paper it is inside the box, it be two. The first one get Nike and Supreme branding for top, where it be very smooth. It be very smooth. But if you compare them to the second one where they under, the second one they like the normal paper where they inside other shoes, like the normal tissue paper. So yeah, when you look at the shoes, the first thing you notice, we all know, they say the box Supreme box logo they the back of the sneaker. But this be another way to check if it be legit or not. So you do I make you look this one. The ones where them be fake, normally then just paint this Supreme for top. But this one, if you look at me, see say it be embossed, so the thing go inside small. You know day top, it go inside small. If you take your hand rub top, you know you go feel say yeah, it inside small. So this behind the look, where it be very clean. They no do basa. Check the fonts, the sizes and everything. This behind for daylight. The Supreme one, they come with a spare lace. They come with a red and white spare lace. And then if you check the text on the lace, the text be evenly spaced out. So take note of that too. The other thing too you go feel notice we say, if you check the front part of the sneaker, you see say this one gets some V shape, where this one gets some, I don't know, say make I talk say just some slight curve for the edges, but you know they curve like this one. This one gets some V shape. And then this one gets Nike swoosh for top, but this one will get a Nike swoosh. And then this one too, if you look the debris gets Supreme text for top, but then this one will get. Make I show you up close. I be they see. Count the stitching weight and day, the stitching lines then day here. And this one be 1, 2, 3, and then 4. This one will be 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I check? So the Supreme get 5, this one get 4. On most fake pairs, if you count the lines for here, they know they reach 4, 7. Maybe it could be 3 or something like that. So check this one too. Now the other thing they say, the holes they the shoe top. The holes for be evenly spaced out, waiting for day like this. If you check the fake pair, sometimes the holes there be too big, or then be too small, or they not be evenly spaced out. If you look the outsoles of the two, then they look the same. But the main place to pay attention be the stars with and they the back, then the stars with and they the front. If you look the one on the Supreme, this will be the one at the Shake now. The one on the Supreme be more than the one on the regular Air Forces or the classic Air Forces. Where they see say them or then race one, they be slightly bigger and they be more compact past this one. You see this one spaces there inside, but this one be very compact. So compare the two. I really see the difference. The classic in midsole be rough, where the Supreme one be smooth. I really see the difference. If you check the rope or the thread, then stitch the midsole too. The Supreme you won't be glossy, it be shiny small, but this one just be some plain thread with and take duo. I really see the difference. So another main point where you take source if your Supreme be legit or not, be this extra stitching it here. And at the same time too, it be one difference between the Supreme Air Force and then the classic one. So the Supreme one gets some extra stitching for here. I mean they see this line where they enter into this one. But in the classic Air Force, no get some. Compare the two then see. Make you also check the hole way they here, the position of this hole and the space way they between them. Most of the fake ones, it do are these two holes be below, or then they come to the top. They know they bang on in the middle. So if I make sure say your holes they bang on in the middle way, then be evenly spaced out between the ones for here and then the ones for here, then be the same distance. I be the barb. She say be the same thing way they the classic Air Force 2 top. The positioning be the same. I be the C. So it not be too close to the midsole. So we still there on the lateral part of the sneaker. If you look the swoosh, that be another indicator. The swoosh for be well curved. I be the see how it go like. This one too won't be well curved. It are the fake ones, then they get a lot of problems with cutting this side. So take note of the curve too where they the swoosh top. If you check the shape of the heel too, this be how they like. So the top go be flat, the top go be flat, then it go down slightly. But it do are the fake ones, then if you get them right, then they do them just an arc like that. It do I check the spacing between the text for here. The fake ones, then if you get the spacing right. Another difference too be this tab way they here. See the Supreme one, it long small, but then this one be shorter. That be the classic Air Force. And you see say the Supreme one get widow's peak for here. You see say some small dots be there the top here. This one will get some. It just the curve like this. The next difference they the tongue tab top. If you look the Supreme you see say then weave them some way it be some special woven pattern. I be the see where the box logo, Supreme box logo today and so this be how they look like. But if you look the regular ones too or the classic Air Force one, this be how into your own they like. So you see the difference. Then weave them differently. You see, so this one will get a box logo for top. And this be another place to where you go fit take check if your own be legit or not. So you do a compare your own to this one and make sure say it look like this. The Supreme you own, then line them with wool. It be some woolen lining. Where this one you own, it check like it be some mesh lining. So compare them. Where the Supreme version they come with this cardboard shoe tree. If you look the insole of the Supreme one, it they like it get that woolen lining for top. Where this one to get that mesh lining for top. And this be how the logo today like for the heel top. You see say the Supreme one get a Supreme branding for top with Nike Air. Everything be cleanly printed. I be see clear. No be say some then they print them where maybe the E no they come proper or the P no they come proper or something like that. And you see how the spaces there between the characters to this be how for they like. This be how the classic Air Force Eon 2 they look like. I be they see. So you do I take note of that one. Another thing too, you go fit take check be the lines for the back. The lines for the back be very, very important. If your Air Force come way, the insole no get these lines for back, it be suspect. Wow. If you forget these lines, where you forget some text for here, forget some print for top. And the same thing with the Supreme one. Into get this where you get the text for top. But you notice the difference in the color. This one you won't be deeper past this one. This text I tell you guys about them the other time. So into the change based on your size. So this be the insole sizes, and that what then right for top. That'll be the same thing with this one too. Where it do make you check the edges of the insoles too. If forget some clips for here, like them for chip this side small. You see, say the classic Air Force together, same thing. You need to get some chip for there. Another dead giveaway be the size tag for the shoe inside. You see, say this be how the text for day like. And if you check the classic one too, this be how into on they look like. If you look the inside of the sneaker, the Supreme one still gets some woolen lining for inside, where one hole in the middle here, and then the stitching idea inside be some red thread with a thick stitch on. See how the patterns they like. So this be how the classic Air Force 2 on they like. The lining too be like some mesh material, yeah, where you get the red stitching for inside with a dot for the middle. You see that hole for the middle there, yeah. Now if you compare the materials, the Supreme Ion they feel a bit more premium than the classic Air Force ones, and that be expected because the Supreme one they cost more than the classic ones. Another thing where I almost forget be the toe box. If you look the shape of the toe box, you see say this be how it for they like. Most of the fake ones, it do actually the top here, then it make like tea bread, it big, it be some way. You know, if you see the toe box now, you go see say nah, it be off. But this one, they look very, very, very good. Compare this one to this one to they look very good. They look well designed, well shaped, well curved. General Ruby say Air Forces they fit true to size, but there's a tip where I learned from experience, and people wait and day to Air Forces too. They go fit back this thing and they can't talk. Be say you go fit go down half size in Air Forces because room day inside small. So if you go down half size, it'll help prevent the creases. It'll help reduce the creases where you get on the shoe. I know the talk say the shoe no go crease, but it go chest small before it go crease. And if you don't know what be the crease be the lines it come for the toe box as you walk. So this is the way they walk, no, it bend for the toe, the way it brings some lines for there. But when you go down half size, this thing it reduce, it chest small before it come. If you be somebody where you know about this trick, I beg you drop a comment and make people know say yeah, what are the talk be true. When it comes to pricing, Nike they sell the classic Air Forces for £110. So if you go buy for somewhere, if you expect say the seller in profit, then in shipping they top. If you go buy them less than what even Nike they sell them for, bro, you know your issue. You and nobody get beef. You know your issue. When it comes to the Supreme Air Force One, as far as I'm aware, only Supreme they drop them at retail, and it's only released on certain times, certain seasons, and in limited quantities. Once Supreme drop, within 1 minute the thing be sold out. Within 1 minute, like under 1 minute, the shoes are sold out. Once it's sold out, you go if I go resale markets, go pay much higher for them. And retail price, including shipping, when you buy them on the app or my website, be around £143. But I hear say if you go into the store, you go get them slightly cheaper. So with everything what we talk about right now, somebody go ask you, Ralph, do you think it's worth paying the extra for the Supreme Air Force One? To me, the answer be it's totally up to you and your personal preference and finances. But some of the things you go consider be say, if you be somebody where you know they like wear the same thing everybody else they wear, you want something with a slight twist to them or something with a little bit of hype to it, then you might as well go for the Supreme drop. And with that, you still they get something of slight better quality. And yes, you don't want wear variation of the classic Air Force One, stick to the Supreme if you don't want them. There's even nothing wrong with owning the two pairs, having the classic one. So say on a regular day you go to wear the classic Air Force One, and then on a special occasion you pull out the Supremes. That 2 day. If you be somebody where you know you like the Supreme, you don't want anything to do with hype, you want to stick to your classic white on white, bro, it's still valid. If you did wear them, I see you, I still go rate you because you have a classic on. So yeah, totally up to you, totally your preference, totally up to your finances. So use everything where you take from this video, then make you know a decision. My people, we dey try make sneakers interesting, fun, and easy to understand for everyone. So show some love, then hit the subscribe button. Then share this video with your friends and family. It go jump way wide. It go mean a lot to the team than myself. Yo, if you left me for here, I go talk about sneakers for the next 2-3 hours where I no go no self say I dey talk. So yeah, I for bounce. Love you all, Charlie. I be we go crush.